Welcome to Gerald Khalil's Conversation Piece. I share my thoughts on social content, sports, politics, and entertainment. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So I was at the gym this morning talking to my friend Coran, and we briefly discussed the Pacers-Cavs game. And he said that Pacers took the game from the Cavs, just snatched their hearts. And I said, but they also did that in game one. In game two, the Cavs choked. And if you're a Cavaliers fan, after what happened last night, and you feel sick to your stomach. And though it wasn't an elimination game, it might as well have been. That loss brought back memories of the drive, the fumble, and the shot. Well, this one I call the choke. The Cavs are now down 2-0 to Indiana, and it's a high probability that they're going to get swept. Now, it's a shame it had to go this way. The Cavs have been exposed as soft and fraudulent. The critics have been saying this the whole year. And though they won 64 games during the regular season, which was second best in the NBA. And also, can't forget that they swept the Miami Heat in the first round. It was sad. Wait until they play a physical team that can score. Then we'll see what they're made of. And many people, were thinking, myself included, okay, we'll see how it is when they face Boston. Nah. They forgot about the Indiana Pacers. And thus far, the Pacers have out-physicaled them, they've outplayed them, they've outcoached them, and especially in crunch time. And even though the Cavs were missing 3 key players, and they played their hearts out, don't get me wrong, there is no excuse to botch a 7-point lead with 48 seconds left. Now let's talk about the key contributors here. Now we have the Indiana Pacers. Now we have to give them their flowers. I mean, they're tough. They never quit at all. They never quit. And they always lead with a balanced attack. For example, first guy, this killer I want to talk about, Tyrese Halliburton. He only scored, I think 19 points last night. I don't know, maybe it was 16. I forget how many points he scored. But what a killer he is, man. He does this regularly. He did it to the Bucks the Milwaukee Bucks in their previous series. And he is just a killer. And again, you're going to remember his game-winning 3-pointer after the free throw that was missed. And rebounding was an issue for the Cavs, especially in crunch time, right? But you knew when he got that ball at the top of the key, at the 3-point line, you knew what was coming. And man, did he do it. But that dude is just so clutch. And he wasn't alone. You had Aaron Naismith. Now, Naismith, I'm telling you, to me, the beginning of the end for the Cavaliers was when he had that putback slam off of that foul shot. That was nasty. And once again, the Cavaliers, lacking toughness, they can't even block people out to get a rebound. There's no way that should have happened. And this whole thing, Naismith, he came from the top of the key and did it. So it wasn't like he was in the lane already. He was at the top of the key, bowled over whoever he had to. And I'm in my mind, I'm thinking Donovan Mitchell, because he bowled right over him. Boom. Slam. it, you know, you know, wow. That's all I have to say with that one. And then Andrew Nembhard. Nembhard, he stole that inbound pass from Max Strus with 27 seconds left. I don't know where Max Strus was throwing that ball to. I mean, it's like he just threw it. And Nembhard, he didn't even have to make much of an effort to get the ball. It seemed like it was thrown right at him. Donovan Mitchell, man, he played his heart out. 48 points, had 9 assists. Also, he had 5 rebounds. He played his heart out, man. I feel bad for him. He did all he could. He was so exhausted, you could tell, and you could definitely tell when you get tired, you begin to make mistakes mentally. And that's what was going on with him. He didn't box out Naismith. And he had that turnover where it was the offensive foul. And that was what was killing. And you think about it, that turnover that he had, these turnovers I mentioned, the one with the offensive foul, and the one where Strus threw the ball away because they couldn't get the ball in. The Cavaliers, I think, didn't get a shot off in the last 30 plus seconds or something like that. They didn't even get a shot off. I'm not going to count the last shots by I think it was Merrill, but you think about Donovan Mitchell, it looks like he's not going to get to the third round. And is he going to end up as another Tracy McGrady or Vince Carter? And don't get me wrong, those were fabulous players, but they didn't have enough or couldn't bring their team over the hump to get, to that next round. And they were fantastic players. And you can begin to worry about him if he's going to be that. And you also have to think, is he or can he be the best player on the championship team? I believe you really have to have a serious conversation about that. And I don't know if he can. And that's no knock against Donovan Mitchell. I mean, he's only 6'2", and he pours his heart out. He's the toughest guy on the team, and he does all he can. But hopefully, Cavs can rebound. The way it's going, I don't think so. The Cavs role players, Jared Allen, he was good, but again, he got out physicaled by the Indy bigs. And he's always, seems to me, I mean, and again, Jared Allen played very well last night. He did all he could, and I'm sure he was exhausted. But he tends to get out physicaled by bigs a lot. Think about Orlando. Orlando's very physical. He got out physical against them last year. And then the year before against the Knicks, they really out physical them. So I don't know. That's something it's going to be like that with Jared Allen. Max Strus had a good game. I mean, he had that nice flying slam. He was hitting key shots, but man, he had that killer turnover. And it made you forget about all the good stuff that he did. Someone who I thought played very well was Sam Merrill. I thought Sam Merrill, he hit shots, he played good defense. I was loving what Sam Merrill was doing. I've grown to respect Sam Merrill because he comes in and he comes to play ball, right? Dean Wade, he was good early. You know, it wasn't like he was scoring a lot, but he was rebounding. He was getting some offensive rebounds early. And I thought he should have been in the game at the time when I forgot who was shooting the free throw, and Naismith came and did the slam. But I thought that he should have been in there. He could have helped box out. Maybe he was in there, but I don't think he was. Isaiah Okoro, he was okay. I like the energy that Craig Porter Jr. and Devontae Green had. Even they came in. They had some good minutes. And then there was Ty Jerome. People, Ty Jerome may have lost himself millions of dollars with that performance last night. That was this dude was short on everything. He was front rimming 3-pointers. Even those floaters that he takes when he goes down the lane, man, he was short on that. And the Pacers were just putting pressure on him and just forcing him into turnovers. Ty Jerome was awful, man. I mean, it's the worst I've seen him play. It's almost like someone stole his Jordans, his magical Jordans, and he couldn't play anymore. That's how bad he was. I was like looking at the TV. I'm like, yo, sit dude down. I'd rather have Craig Porter Jr. in there. I'm serious. That's how bad Ty Jerome was playing. And Kenny Atkinson, totally outcoached by Rick Carlisle, especially in crunch time. And some of the things he's been saying, I haven't liked. Like after game one, he talked about how physical the Pacers were. He kind of blamed the refs without blaming them. You have to listen to what he said. And he did the same thing after game two. Look, man, this is the playoffs. It isn't time to be soft. Teams are going to come at you. Teams are going to bang on you. So Kenny Atkinson, and here's the thing. Here's another thing with Atkinson, right? And I'm going to get on Kobe Altman, their general manager, okay? He got rid of J.B. Bickerstaff for Atkinson, all right? Because it was believed that, hey, it's not the personnel. It's the coach. Let's swap them out and we see what happens. So throughout the regular season, it seemed like maybe that was it. Except when you begin to see the playoffs and you see the personnel that J.B. Bickerstaff had with Detroit, and you see how tough they were playing, and it's like, oh man, these dudes are tough. So was Bickerstaff that bad? And then you see Atkinson with the personnel he has, and I'm not saying Atkinson has done a bad job. He's done a great job. He's won Coach of the Year. But it's almost this soft approach that, well, you know, my players, you know, they really put in, they did what they had to. We were missing 3 players. But come on, man, that's showing a lack. It, to me, is telling me you're being soft, and it's trickling down to the rest of your team. These are the playoffs. These players have to stand up, and these players have to fight back. If they're being physical with you, you be physical with them. The only one who's showing any toughness is Donovan Mitchell. Now, if Tristan Thompson was out there, I'm sure he would too. But he's not. And I'll give Max Strus a little, he shows some toughness also. And Sam Merrill. But see, these are big guys, okay? You need someone, to me, in my opinion, someone, some tough wingman, who has attitude. I know it was one time where the Cavaliers were looking to maybe they could get Dillon Brooks, and people were poo-pooing that. I think Dillon Brooks would have fit well on the Cavaliers because he would have brought a toughness to them. That's just my opinion. But they need players like that. And here's my last little rant here. These three dudes, Evan Mobley, Darius Garland, and DeAndre Hunter. Y'all dudes, man. Haven't you noticed that this is the playoffs? I don't know how hurt you are. And my understanding, Hunter, he has a dislocated thumb on his shooting hand. Okay. But I'm old enough to remember Isaiah Thomas, right? He was wearing a glove when he was playing. It was like they made him a glove. I don't think it was on the shooting hand, but he had all sorts of things wrong with him. And he was out there balling because it was the playoffs. All right? Evan Mobley, I know Mobley has an ankle issue. I don't know if it's a high ankle sprain or what, but you can't wrap that up. And Garland, you've been out for what? 2 weeks now. Turf toe, I understand. It's painful, but it's not going to get any better. So the turf toe is not going to get better until after the season, right? So can't you do something with it and get out there, help your teammates, especially help out Donovan? Your teammates need you. It's the playoffs, and you're now down 2 games to none. To me, that's the most disappointing part about this, and it shows premium tissue softness with those dudes. They need to get out there and play. Because if I'm Mitchell, I'm having a hard conversation with them today. A hard conversation. And when the season ends, I'm having a hard conversation with the front office. Because there's no way he's ever going to advance to another round or to a higher level playing with soft dudes like this. Leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe. I'm Gerald Khalil. Talk to you in the next one.